Alright guys, so I got my nitrous plate hooked up here. I got a 52 jet in the fuel, and I got it set to about 4.5, 5 psi on the fuel pressure regulator. And I got this solenoid hooked up and plumbed in, and it's all good to go. And I have it wired in just with the solenoid itself. I'm going to go ahead and turn my nitrous bottle back on and show you guys what it looks like with the 150 shot. So that's what that looks like with all the fuel and nitrous coming out. So that's going to make a lot more power than that single fogger deal that I had going on before. So now the only thing to do is put the plate on and then go ahead and rip it. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. It looks like we've got a little bit of a fuel leak right here, but I'm going to fix that in a second. But yeah. Alright folks, so I'm back here a couple weeks later. I didn't have the right length stud, so I ended up with a quarter inch longer stud. But as you can see, the top is not threaded, which kind of aggravates me a lot considering that I had to wait a while for those. Oops. But yeah, the nitrous setup is all done. I just put wire nuts on it, no big deal. And this freaking hose is like breaking. Like, this is actually meant for an F-150. Keep this in mind. I didn't know it, but I just went to the store and got a random hose when I put this radiator in. It's meant for a Chevy truck, but it is kind of close to the same location, so I went ahead and got it. But anyway, the hose is breaking down. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's like, it was doing it the other day, but like you could hear the different layers like coming apart. And then like in here, this engine is not fed oil through the cylinder head. It is through the push rods. So this is physically impossible for oil to be in here, because it would have to like pressurize the crankcase so much for it to like force it through the head gasket into the coolant, and that's just not happening, because whenever you run it with the radiator cap on, it takes like a solid 10 minutes to even get this kind of stiff, and so there's no blown head gasket issue. I already fixed that. But yeah, that hose is breaking down and now it's leaking everywhere. I've cleaned this multiple times, put a different thermostat housing off of, I think this actually came off of this engine, and I put my cast iron one on there at one point, which is now cracked because I was having issues with the actual gasket leaking. So big thermostat leaks for this truck so far. But that clamp is on there so tight that it's squishing the rubber out of the thing, and it's still leaking. So right now I'm just gonna let it leak. It's leaking everywhere. It's already a mess, so it's like probably squirting out whenever I start going down the road. But what I do need to do is, because I got a Summit Racing $20 off coupon, I went ahead and decided to buy a real air filter for this, a 14-inch instead of the paper 10-inch air filters that I've been running, which little did I know, that air filter is actually taking away a lot of power. And how I know this is because I had the carburetor tuned before I got the nitrous plate and stuff. I put jets and needles or metering rods in it and springs, and I had it tuned perfect, and it was like 12.5 to 1 air fuel on the air fuel gauge. And as soon as I put this air filter on, which flows a lot better, it went all the way up to like 13.5 to 1, which is kind of funny because that just tells you how bad that paper air filter flowed. So now I do have this upside down, you'll probably notice, and that is because of my heater box situation. So I've got the 9.5-inch or 10-inch one under here, and then I've got it on top of that is the one that's meant for this flipped upside down. As you can see, the filter is not covered up by that, but nobody would ever notice that, really. And I like to see my carburetor. And yeah, it drives a lot better down low, but now full throttle is like less powerful than half throttle, so I need to put the old primary jets back in it, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So first I'm going to take this air cleaner off and then get to the carburetor. Next I'm going to take all these little pins out. Right there I've got a wire around it because I lost one. They're really easy to lose. And then I'm going to take my stud out of there and then get ready to unscrew this. So I have to have everything off, throttle and everything. Now that that's all off, I'm going to take the primary metering rods off the covers and then pull them out. And I'm probably going to end up doubling up on springs and going past what the book says on the springs. I think it goes to 9 inches of vacuum, and I'm probably going to have mine open up at like 10 or 11 because this motor for some reason does not like the amount of fuel that accelerator pump provides. So now I'm going to go ahead and take these screws out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all around that top part. Then you're going to pull that top part off and then set it aside. And then you'll see the jets right there. You're just going to take those out with a proper screwdriver that's the right size for them, the biggest as possible, and then put the new ones in. And then you're going to put the top back on, put the screws back in, and then put all the linkages back on with the pins. I just went ahead and put the 8-inch vacuum, or 8-inch of mercury vacuum springs, metering rod springs back into the carburetor, and if that doesn't work I'll go up to a 4 and a 5. But I'm just going to plug everything back in and put my air filter back on and test drive it and see what the difference was made. And it's definitely running like a bat out of hell now. I'll try and see if I can get a short little video of me doing a pull. Yeah, it's probably pretty close to 7-second territory on the 0 to 60 there. I didn't shift as high of RPMs as last time, but it's pulling really hard. So yeah, I'm going to do it different for another 0 to 60 run and then do a 0 to 60 run with the nitrous now that I have that wet shot. And it's going to be so much more responsive and better at driving than it was before. So thanks for watching.